Yes. I got to make sure with you. I never know. I'm telling you. Yes. I want to welcome y'all to the You Wasn't Outside podcast on the Grown Folks Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts, Normal Ass Carl. To my front, I have my man at Just Lex.
DJ Normal Ass Carl in the mix.
Together we form Voltron.
Normal Ass Carl and Just Lex.
So how you feeling, man?
A little distraught that you didn't know some of that.
Bro, I got the 3 Stacks one. The other ones that you was playing, I have no idea who those guys are.
Well, Rico Wade is the head of a producer group named Organized Noise, who did all the Outkast initial shit, all the Dungeon
Rico.
Family stuff.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about now.
There you go.
Yeah, my bad. I should have.
No,
you should have led with that.
I think I didn't know I
led
had to.
with it was Rico. That's crazy.
I said RP Rico Wade.
Yeah, I thought for sure. What you been up to, man?
Man, I've been out in the sun.
Okay.
Been out. Let's see. You know, when you were coming up playing baseball, did you have any initial teams that were just like really bad, but you were still like you were good, but you were just like, yo, there's nothing I can do here.
Every team I've been on.
So you know the feeling.
Now that I think about that, yo, every team I've been on has been a struggling. I was on a struggling travel ball team, a struggling pony league team,
and then so you know those games where you just get smacked, but you just gotta sit there and take it because the game's gonna last as long as the game lasts.
You describing what happened to us today? That's what happened to us today.
So I remember those feelings. I've been on quite a few of them teams, but man, when you being the dad of the team now, it's like it might hurt even more.
It's a helpless feeling.
It's helpless, because
you're like, yo, we're years.
When I was on the field, I was on the field or the court, I thought I could do something. It just wasn't happening.
Right.
When you're on the sideline, you're like, y'all.
Some stuff but you're seeing that with like grown man brain.
Yeah, but I've also when I started playing organized sports, I was already good. To a point from what I did at the park, on the street, whatever I was doing.
That's the thing, though. These kids don't get that. It's just straight practice.
I know, man. There was and then it was raining a week before, so they had a makeup game. So they had back-to-back joints. So it was a 2-hour beat down. It was just from one field to the next.
Yeah, the slow march got to be crazy heading over to field B.
Oh, and I'm just like, what is up with y'all? Like, y'all's over here.
How they look at practice?
Well, the Tuesday practice, their coach was delusional. Man, if y'all play like this, we gonna win. I said, huh? This might have been their best practice, but let's not get with that, right?
Oh,
I'm looking around the field, all the other teams practicing. I'm like,
they're doing one-handed catches and shit.
Thursday, they got their practice canceled because the coach had a funeral or some shit. And so they showed up on Friday. He's like, what happened to you guys? I was like, you can't be giving them no extra day off. like I can run all the drills I want with G. This ain't going to help.
Yeah.
I was a little upset.
Game speed is different.
They was getting beat like by 5 touchdowns, and then they got 1 score, and they started celebrating. I said, G, you better sit your ass down.
That's a big deal.
Don't do it.
That's a big deal for them. Hey, man.
No, man, you can't celebrate when you down 5. Now, maybe y'all don't realize y'all down 5.
They don't even care.
Y'all got to relax.
How old is the team?
That was another thing. He was like, yeah, our team, I think we have a size advantage. I'm looking around, like, size advantage? How tiny is these teams? I'm looking at this team like, nah, no size advantage here. The interesting part was the quarterback for the other team they played is like G's like arch nemesis at school.
Oh, so he care.
Like they cool, but he's further ahead, at least in football.
It's like the 2 Richards.
They're like wall ball nemesis, but then like, and I mean he beat him pretty good this time.
You know, it's funny. That was the only school that I'd ever went to where I seen people have an arch nemesis. Maybe because there was no athletics there, but
I had one at Paradise Hills, Rec.
No. Elementary school is cool, but like middle school and high school, I just never had no like. Well, obviously I went to middle school there, and in high school it's like, yo, we were all going for the same mission, which was to win together. So
yeah, but I'm just on the sideline, just like, and the coach is looking at me. You just told them that, because the whole time they're like, man, the way they're trying to grab these flags, and I'm like, don't let them get to the outside. I've never seen so many successful pitches in like long sweeps to the side. Like
That's
they just
nasty.
turned. I was like,
Hey, I knew exactly what you were saying because that's not a play that normally
Force it inside.
a jet sweep
It's
for an
not supposed to
89-yard
work.
touchdown is crazy.
man,
It
and
don't
that-
work ever.
Yeah, please.
Outside runs, that's crazy too because there's nowhere to go.
And it got to the point where once he was on break, and there was an older game. It was either 14 and under or 16 and under that was behind us. I turned
Yeah.
around, that shit was popping. They had energy. The coaches was talking shit back and forth,
Oh, for real?
and they was just like, "Oh, maybe." They was like, they was hitting. I was like, "Oh, I remember that. That was fun." And it was high scoring too.
So that was like but y'all not gonna let him play tackle then?
No, that wasn't tackle.
Oh, it's just that
And
was,
this was another thing too, because
it was like 7-on-7.
yeah, because they ran into each other. Like G got like a little
Like on
knee,
some Cam
like a little
Newton
knee
shit.
thing, and then so all the parents on the side, foul. I'm like, hold up, just because it's flag don't mean this shit don't happen. There's nothing wrong with what just happened.
Right.
It sucks, it hurts, but that's what I was trying to tell G all week. Hey, football hurts. Everybody playing hurts. You got to decide if you want to do this. Just because it's flag don't mean this shit ain't gonna happen.
Oh, so you think he afraid to get hit?
I know he's afraid. But the thing is, when he's listening to the sideline, okay, it is a foul. I'm not tripping. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about.
Right. That's hard.
And
That's
it's like,
gonna
yeah, and it's a
happen
bunch of concerned moms and stuff like that. It's like, no, they think because it's flag, like no one ever gets hurt and whatever. No, I'm running straight at full speed at you. You're going to try to grab the flag, but you might run into me.
That's how I feel about when the kids get hit by the ball. I'm like, look, man, like I want to hug you, but I tell them this all the time. Like, I wish I could tell you that's not going to happen again.
Name of the game.
Yeah, I can't sit here and say you're not going to get hit.
So that's this weekend of football. Other than that, I went to see Sam J at the new comedy spot in Claremont.
Who's Sam J?
Sam J, former writer for SNL. She's got a Netflix special.
Oh, it's a woman. Okay.
Yeah. She's got a new HBO special. She also has an HBO sketch show, similar to Michael Che's show. If you were rocking with that, I guess to me she's not as big as she's not that big yet, right? I guess in general consensus, but I've been following her long enough where I'm like, hey, she's big enough, for me. But yeah, it was pretty good. Didn't really like the venue too much, but
It was wrong with the venue.
it was like restaurant style. So like I had to do one of these the whole time because I'm sitting like
Look like you was
at a
hating.
table.
That's the hating pose.
Nah.
yeah.
I just had a fucking crick in my
When
neck,
you
though.
turn like that,
That's how I had to watch the show
that's crazy.
because the stage is over here.
Even the
And I'm sitting like
you
this.
went by yourself.
Nah,
So the person you were with or whatever, they had to
no,
turn their
they
neck
sat
too?
us all like at a community restaurant table, whether you knew the people or not.
Yeah, but I'm saying
Everyone
usually at a
sitting-
restaurant, usually there's somebody on the other side, right? So then they
Everyone had to look like I had to look this way. They had to look
what was
that
in front
way.
of you? A window or a wall
What was in front of me was another person.
that had a better view.
No, they just had the opposite view of me. Instead of turning that way, they had to turn that way.
Oh, like this.
Yeah, we're sitting like this. The stage is over here, so you
I
got to
feel like
look down.
that's not too
But
bad.
I mean,
nah,
but no, you're not really sitting right there. You're sitting right here. So you got to look one way. I got to look the other way.
I'm just got to look it up.
Yeah,
Send me
man,
the
we ain't
video.
worried about
the way you're
This part ain't important
My man turned into an architect
because you seemed to you wasn't getting it.
My man turned straight to an architect. All right, man, let's get straight to it. You got to read them and weep.
I do if you want me to do that.
No,
yeah,
we're
I
gonna
can
do
that.
double. We're gonna double them up. Go ahead. I got a short one. Go ahead.
Oh, let me pull up that story now.
You bet.
Yeah, that's crazy. We ain't talking about no beef at the top.
Oh,
That might have been a mistake.
Then we could do that. Hit the hand claps. Then you not gonna hit my hand
Oh,
claps?
well, shit, I went back to a different thing. Man.
My bad. I just wanted to make sure you had me settled. So shit heated up since last week when we talked about it.
It
This
heated
week in
up
music.
literally when we turned off the microphones.
Yes, because I got that. I saw the Instagram post
As
of
soon as
J.
you
Cole.
turned it off, I said, and what I say, God damn it.
Well, you know what? Here's
Fire
what,
this shit back up because now we a whole week late.
fast forward to a rewind. But today, Cease hit me up and was like, "Yo, like," he asked Duran. He was like, "Yo, how do you feel about this beef right now?" And, you know, Cease being an old head now, right? I really wanted to hear what he had to say. He was like, yo, it don't really seem like beef, though, do it? Like, it just seemed like it's lacking some shit. And I was like, you know what? I feel like everyone from our generation feels that way, right? Then it also doesn't feel like beef to tie it all back together, because when we, you know, right when we hit, you know, the end of the record button, we sat and talked for a little bit. And Cole apologized for the beef.
I was hot.
That was the fastest apology I've ever seen. Usually it takes years for people, or never.
I just sat here all day, like, defending at least the half that he deserved to be defended by.
Yeah.
And then he went and did that.
How'd you feel about that?
You was here. I was hot.
Nah, you wasn't really saying that. That let me know you was mad, but I didn't know how you felt, like, for real, like, through words.
I was hot. Like, people were trying to, like, again, it doesn't matter what's happening. It matters, hey, do I like this person? If I do, I'm gonna cape for him. If I don't, that's how most people are attacking the situation. So people, oh, it was such a mature thing. He's such a grown man.
People are saying that now. At first, he was a laughing stock.
No, I heard some people that were doing that. Now, most people were like, I wouldn't say a laughing stock. I was like, come on, man, it's you. Like, I get it. Like, that part didn't surprise me. The part that's not, that you can't do that, was the way you rap, the shit you rap about when you get into that bag about how you better than anybody and everybody. That's what pissed me off. Like, cause now I don't want to ever hear one of those verses again. Whenever you get on your next feature, do not tell me how you ready for anybody and everybody. Please don't say that shit. I don't want to hear that shit.
Did I send you or it was in the chat where they said, yo, they told J. Cole they shooting outside?
I seen a lot of funny shit like that.
That was funny.
I'm here for the jokes. I'm always here for the jokes, but objectively, I was mad. But obviously, like I see the other side. It's based on how that album went to the diss, 7 minutes or not, you could tell he didn't believe none of the shit he was saying. Which is like, for real, you're gonna compare discographies? Like, you know, you were fucking up from the jump.
I mean, I stand by what I said last week, which is that I feel like the fact that these dudes aren't really outside, like, you don't have to go to radios to you know, announce any new music that you have. Interviews are really isolated. You know, summertime, you know, people are traveling more now too, so they're not going to the same clubs. Like, club culture is not even dope anymore. Like, when's the last time you heard of a club that was mentioned in the song that people go to? Like, we're all dispersed. So I feel like all the things that would make a beef, like, really dope, we no longer have, like to really do that. That's why I really appreciated Ross's, you know, diss.
Well,
because he genuinely does not like Drake. I don't know if Kendrick and Drake really have beef or not. Like, real beef.
No, there's no real beef in any of this. To be clear,
I think Rick Ross has a real beef. He said that what he said in his diss was that Drake called. He had a cease and desist on French Montana, and he thought that wasn't player.
That's not beef though.
That's enough. He calling bro a fat.
No.
I don't even know what the cease and desist is for. What's the cease and desist for?
It was for something about an album. It was some music shit. It's not like. Now, it can be a beef, like, hey, I have this issue with you.
Fam, if I slapped you with some court documents right now, we'd have an issue.
If it's real beef, I would have jumped out.
Matter of fact, you had that.
If it was real...
You really had that beef.
If it's real beef, I would have jumped out the window. I wouldn't have waited for this whole thing to brew up to be like, oh, I can jump in
He just recently unfollowed, bro, they said, like, in the last 2 weeks. I didn't know
that dropped.
Okay, that's
what I'm saying.
Good.
If I had real beef and I would have jumped in and
did
my own
shit. I feel like they be playing Jedi mind tricks right now. Because I wanted to ask you this, because I don't want you to get stuck on that. I wanted to ask you this: how long did it take for diss songs to come out back in the day? This long?
It depends what you're talking about. Okay. Depends what back in the day.
Percentage wise, like 60% of the time when they had beefs or whatever, like music would come out every few days. I swear that
there's people that have really fast response time, but I don't want people to get caught up in shit like that, because what's probably the most, you know, famous hip hop beef in history outside of Biggie, Tupac?
Shit, Diddy, 50?
No.
50 and somebody.
Jay-Z, Nas, right?
That's not that.
And
I don't know, man.
And Ether came out 9 months.
This is like while 50 was doing all this shit, but hindsight, like, he's been holding on to that shit for a long time.
Ether came out 9 months later. Right now you can't really afford to do that in this era because everything is microwave. So you need to. So 10 days go by. Oh, where you at? I get it, But I don't really. However long it takes to respond, I'm surprised Drake came back as quick as he did.
Given what he has on his schedule.
But at the same time, so if we just fast forward to that part, I enjoyed the Drake one.
Did you?
I did. You can tell he's done this before. And the only thing I said was, for his sake, I hope, as good as it wasn't it.
Kendrick's never really had a beef now that we thought about it. Huh?
No. I mean, he's been in some battle rap stuff like early on. Like before any of that other stuff. So I know he can do stuff like that. But he hasn't been tested like with bigger lights. I don't think that part's gonna bother him too much. But there is something for that type of experience. So that will help Drake. I don't think it's gonna hurt Kendrick too much. It will help Drake. But it was light, so I'm gonna need him to have a little bit more.
I mean, because when I talk to Drake fans, like they get really ecstatic about this shit, and what I've learned through this is I'm actually a Kendrick fan. I didn't jump out the window for like a Drake. I didn't jump out the window for Cole, right? But I will jump out. Like part of me is like in battle rap mode. So like I listen to battle rap like 4 times a week, right? When I go to the gym, I listen all the time, right? Or I watch the videos. There is an art to knowing that when somebody has a first round, right, that there's still 2 more rounds left.
Right.
So when my brother-in-law came in like, Drake said this and he said that, I said, if this goes like any of the old beefs back in the past, if it goes like anything like battle rap, I can't jump out the window because what Ken did was a light jab. He give me a West Coast beat and kill Drake. That's different from me.
And that's why Drake went as light as he did, because he went hard. He gave his whole third verse on that Duppy freestyle and pushed the ooh, you fucked up. And then what'd he do? He bowed. He said, you know what? Why you talk about my friend like that?
So you're saying he's learned. He's listening at the playbook.
For exactly what you're talking about. That's experience telling him, all right, let me let him know, hey, I'm here. Here's some jabs. You threw some jabs. Let me know.
I just hate that Drake fans be like, oh, he killing him. Like,
well, that's what's gonna happen. I'm not listening to those.
Because to me, like that is a fire ass diss because it's a great song too. Like you can play it on the road with the sun up. You can play it in a strip club. You can play it in a club. You can play it at a sporting event.
If anyone is gonna be able to do that too, it's Drake.
But I feel like if we were starting from here, I don't care about Control and all the other shit that they was doing before. Say we start with like that being the first punch, right? I think that first punch 1-0 Kendrick. Drake's song is cool, but it's not something that's going to be played everywhere. Drake can't escape like that.
No, he's not going to right now.
And when Rick Ross came, he coming back. He had the little Uma Thurman
but see,
Kill Bill, like him versus everybody.
To shoot a little bit of bail for Drake, it's not necessarily just Kendrick. He's getting it from pretty much that whole Future album, if I'm hearing it correctly.
Look, and we're here to talk about that too.
And I haven't heard the whole album or the second one or whatever was going on.
Was it easy for you to think that there was problems going on here in the second part of the album?
No, I haven't heard any of the album.
It's like a Chris Brown album with a few dudes on it, and I'd be lost on like, where's the shit talking at in this?
I don't know.
He's actually singing more to me on this album.
Now, what's interesting about the Rick Ross piece was I'm like, dang, like this is that diss encapsulated his whole career for me, where I'm like, there's nothing in this diss that's like, oh my God, but it's hard.
Did you hear the voices? Did you hear the lyrics? He's like, yo, I'll let you talk to my girls.
Because the beat's hard.
Yo, telling the dude he got a nose job did not look like his black dad is funny. That's funny though.
Outside of the talking stuff, just
white boy.
The raps, and the beat is like the whole, like Ross's discography is like that, where it's more like there's nothing really about this dude that I fuck with. Like I come from a generation. This how you know hip hop was done for like different. When he was exposed as being a CO and a cop in this whole thing, and we just said, hey. Is the music fire? All right.
No, so you're saying Gunna didn't surprise you?
No, not at all.
No.
Because this shit happened 15 years ago. 15 years ago, it was a rap.
I felt like it was a rap when we gave Drake a pass for having ghostwriters.
That's along that, but see, all this is before it.
And even Ross is like saying, like, hey, man, what is before?
Ross being exposed as a CO was
No,
like,
I know, I
08,
get
09.
that. I'm just saying it continued because that was even the ghostwriting thing was damn near 10 years ago. Now he outlived that to where we
Yeah.
don't even question it anymore. We still, when he says he's about to release, we think it's Drake.
But the ghostwriting thing didn't really bother me for Drake because I never had him in the esteem that other people had him. Right? So if you have him at the top and he's the best ever, this is and that, then yeah, this might really hurt.
That's where I feel
when
like
I have him like a little more appropriately rated, that's like, whatever.
it hurts my soul when Drake can still go out there and sell 200, 300,000 albums, and Ross was last project where Meek went 30.
There was,
And that hurts because the younger generation, like this, not you too old to be beefing, is what I'm saying.
nah.
Given how the numbers are well, again, that's Billboard numbers. They could have sold 60, 80,000 like physical copies, or had listens.
So a lot of the early parts
What's a
that
stream?
I only heard at one time was like Ross's lyrics were like, okay, he's trying to mix in some other shit just because it rhymes and his flow or whatever. It's like, okay, this is gonna be what I think it is. Then it started to get more personal. I was like, okay, he's got like some real issues with him, but he's not like potent enough as a lyricist for me to do anything with Drake. Ross's his trump card has always been his ear for beats.
The beat was hard,
and he can luxury rap. You can't really out luxury rap
but he
Drake.
sets a vibe.
You can't out luxury rap Drake, and you can't out rap Drake.
He got more money than Drake. So
Does
he
he?
says. So he says, right? So and he's basically telling you like, yo, don't try to play that card with me because I made you.
Okay, no. If
And
that is
Weezy
true,
made you, right? That's why I thought like, hold up. That's like being in a tag team match and Kendrick take a little blow and then here come Ross with the tag and the jump because now that gives Kendrick some time.
no, I'm okay with that because Ross, saying like Weezy, like I'm all for that too but Push said that 10 years ago. He was signed to somebody. Who was signed to somebody.
No one cares now. They gonna say people will say, "Oh, he's bigger than Lil Wayne."
And you know what?
That's a valid point.
You can't really argue. I mean, you can argue, but like I'm not gonna die on that hill.
So. Bro's he's got the Europeans.
That's what I'm saying. Like
he's
I'm
got
not.
all of the Calypso
That's why when
areas.
you say like, okay, if Ross does have more money than you, it's not by enough. It's not by much to where you can use that in an argument.
Yeah, and again,
This is the most cape you're ever gonna get with me when it comes to Drake.
I don't know how else to like argue this because this seems like very juvenile to talk about to me.
Well, shit, I'm sorry you above everybody else right now.
Nah, because even you
I'm
feel like this is real beef.
No, but
That's
I'm
what
having a
saying.
good time.
I am too because we're talking about it now. This is the most we talked about music in 3
I waited
years
all
on this
day.
podcast.
I waited all day for it because I was like, I'm not about to get caught up in the AI shit. But once it got more like concrete, I was like, all right, I'll listen to it.
When they start taking that shit down off YouTube, that's when I know it's real. Because somebody's protecting the license of that music.
Yeah, now I'm just trying to think like, what is the most strategic time for? Because honestly, I don't know if I like the timing. I guess he had to, or it wasn't really a time. He didn't really drop it.
If you're
leaked.
Kendrick, are you writing right now, or are you thinking about what you're gonna do,
Well,
or do you already have one in clip?
Yeah, if the rumors are true, you already got something.
So if that was the case, I was thinking like, why not step on it and release my shit today, like yesterday?
No, because I think it stepped on itself by being leaked. That's why they had to leak a different, like the finished version, because the first part wasn't it, and then it sounds a lot different when you hear the better version, and so you got to like.
It's still not on.
It stepped on
platforms
itself
either, huh?
I don't think it's gonna be anytime. It stepped on itself. So honestly, if I'm Kendrick, I'm like, all right, hold that. Let's see what this Ross thing. Let me let the weekend finish. Let me
If
see.
you're Drake, are you mad that it leaked? If you didn't feel like it was your best product,
I'm mad that it leaked if it wasn't mixed properly and it wasn't where I needed it to be.
would that be a reference track that he put out technically?
Or maybe he was done
when you have somebody come in and give you the cadence.
Yeah, maybe he was done and the people touching all the buttons wasn't done.
How'd you feel about Kendrick having rumors of having a ghostwriter?
I didn't hear that.
What bothered me? Okay, so that's what my brother-in-law comes in and he's like, "Oh, Kendrick has a ghostwriter." I said, "The hell are you talking about, right?" Because that's not one guy that I would think. A lot of his music is about his perspective and things that he's been through. It's not like he's promoting being a gangster or nothing like that, or singing or nothing like that. So it's like, why would he need a reference track when all of his music is really introspective, right?
Nas wrote "Get Jiggy with It."
That still doesn't. Yo, that's so crazy.
I never thought that would be his perspective.
But that makes sense with it based on the song. That's like a get up and move type track. Like it's not like introspect. Like it's not about you.
It was just a joke.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. But at the end of the day, my only point is that he believed it. And then when he played it, it was a guy rapping like I think it was Keem's verse. Right?
Yeah, there's a lot of people thinking that Keem's heavily influencing Kendrick right now. But honestly, when I first heard Keem, I was like, he's clearly influenced by Kendrick.
Right.
I thought it was different. Everyone keeps telling me Kendrick's influenced by Keem. I'm like, I hear a lot of Kendrick in Keem, which would make sense if he's his baby cousin.
But like a polished Kendrick.
Just didn't.
I don't enjoy Keem's music. I'm not going to be that guy.
He's not as talented as a lyricist as Kendrick, but his whole like what Kendrick can do when he changes his flows or his cadence, like Keem can do that. I don't really like.
But he has his own, right? Like I would agree to say that he has his own, and it's unique to him, and the young kids like it. I don't.
Yeah, I didn't really like the album too much.
Yeah, it's not for me. I don't want to be that guy. Shout out to Keem. Let him keep doing his thing, but. The whole Kendrick having a ghost. I mean, look, man, if I write the lyrics and you tell me, I want you to do it this way, I still wrote the lyrics, right? So I don't think that's, you have a ghostwriter.
Because if someone tells you to change up the delivery a little bit, then everybody has a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
Every single person.
Yeah,
sorry to break it to y'all. Everybody has help in the studio.
Yeah, no matter what, and if his name is on there, on all of his music, then he had a part in writing it. It's part of his vision.
And that's the thing. That's why that conversation at the time, 10 years ago, was like a thing. Like, what is a ghostwriter? Because some people think, if you write all the lyrics. But a lot of times you get writing credit if you just say, hey, yo, that's kind of dope. What if you just kind of said it like that, though? Same lyrics, same everything, but you just said, put a little extra twang on it or whatever. Because they get a writing credit.
I would want that. Wouldn't you want that as an artist?
Kanye gives writing credits for people who just hey, did you move that TV in this room? Appreciate it, bro. For this, he gives writing credits for anything.
That goes into a larger conversation because rap is the only art form in like listening wise like that, right? That cares about that shit.
Well, because rap is the only art form that has the same bravado of like, I'm the best to ever do it.
I guess your voice is your instrument type thing, right? Like yo, if I composed the song, I composed it. But if I got help, from someone else, cool. But not if it's me. It's me. It's uniquely to myself.
They try to do the same shit with, a lot of these like Dr. Dre ghost producers and this and that. And then like shout out to Snoop. He came out one day and was like, yo, listen, if Dre don't touch this, none of that shit sounds like that. Point blank, period. Maybe he didn't hit the button. Maybe he didn't do that. But it don't sound... I heard the shit before he got it. It wasn't like this.
So you're saying like his mix and mastering skills are that good?
I'm saying that, well, for that specific reference,
does he mix and master? That's a very hard thing to do.
He's a better engineer than he is a beat maker. But as far as like,
I think those is like an interchangeable thing.
No, the sound of his music is what made it.
I feel like,
but what I'm saying, no,
yo.
So a lot of times,
you know why you bother me? I just realized right now. Move this mic. Well, don't move it.
No, it don't even. But a lot of people think that you got to hit the buttons and do all this. What Dre will do, he'll have people that know how to play all the instruments real good, and he'll have them come in and say, "I need you to sound like." He'll tell them what to play, and then people have issues with that.
But I feel like when you listen to his music, and maybe because I've been listening to it, a long time, even still now, because I do the podcast shit, I listen for audio shit, the wind and shit. We done had a lot. I hear the sounds a lot differently, right? So there's a way that he composes it for it to sound, and maybe I've seen in the studio isolating sounds and putting them in the computer.
Most people don't really contribute that to producing.
I would.
What I'm saying,
do you?
I'm saying
because I don't want you to talk for most people. I'm talking
engineer,
to you.
Which is.
Do you feel like he's a good beat maker?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I need to hear.
No, I'm not saying he's bad at it. I'm saying as good as he is as a producer, he might be even better as an engineer because of how it sounds.
There we go. Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
Hey, I need that wording that way because the way you were saying it earlier, it wasn't making sense.
But yeah, when it comes to like. Or even someone like him, right? He has someone that writes every single lyric for himself. But he knows how to say it. He knows how he wants it said. You give me the reference track and I'm going to tweak it how it's supposed to be delivered. And honestly, I don't know the extent of what, back when Quentin Miller was Drake's thing. All I remember was the 10 Band song. And if you wrote that for Drake, that's not going to make me shit on Drake. Because I've heard Drake, that's not like a rapidy rap song where it's like Drake can't do that. Right. I've heard Drake rap way better than that, which I'm assuming was all him. So him having a ghostwriter for shit like 10 Bands, that doesn't bother me.
No, and if he wrote all of his diss music, then cool. I don't think it's a and Drake isn't also your regular run-of-the-mill rap artist. He has, R&B notes on a lot of his music. So if that's what he's getting ghostwriters at, like even 10 Bands, like there's a little bit of a catchy cadence to it. It's not like your hardcore rap. Now, when it comes to diss tracks, though, I do kind of want that to be all you. No, that's what I'm saying. I like when you're writing your album and you're writing your hit single, like, cool, do what you got to do. But when it comes to the disses, I don't even know how much, like, if I was dissing somebody, I think the most help I'd want is be like, yo, I don't know this dude. Tell me some info. Don't tell me in rhyming form. Just tell me what's going on with this dude. What is his baby mama's name? That's all I need. And then I'll run with that. But I want to be a fly on the wall for that information card that some of these guys put out. They all mess with the same women, so like she's the one you got to get to. I loved it when we didn't know who they were, or we couldn't find them. You can find your Instagram is like an identification card. I just don't care enough. Well, they found or the internet do the work for me, so I don't need to. That's what I'm saying. Like they found Old Girl on the Party Next Door album. I'm like, yo, she was turned off a tattoo. Look, if anything was going to keep me on the straight and narrow, besides my own thinking ability of like, hey, I love everything, internet. Look, did you ever hear about the story about the dude that went to Florida? The dude that went to Florida. Yeah, he was in there and he met some girl on the beach and he was out there. He was doing a little holding hand thing. The sun is out and shit. And, they done went out on a whole night evening. So old girl put a blast out on Instagram. Hey, Instagram, hey, help me find this man. So she's showing the clips and all the whole nine. And then the wife saw it. He got a whole family. He was down in Miami. Living his best life. They found him like in Ohio. Bees like that. Yeah, it's cool. No, it don't. It don't. I agree with you for half a second. It don't be like that. Look. Anyway, to tie it all up. Yeah, we're going to end it. I'm happy that people are participating. I'm sure it'll be a fun summer if it keeps going at this route. It should be fun because I don't see any of this getting violent or any type of whatever. It just kind of, I'm with Vince Staples after listening to the other. I feel like you're wasting my time with fake beef. Hey, let's get after these labels. See, and that was the thing. I mentioned that last night when someone said that, and I'm like, man, it just sounds like Black Girl Lost all over again. And like in general, that's kind of, when he all in there on his back to Africa shit and this and that. Like I'm here for all that, right? In general. But when it comes to beef time, let us have some fun. Please. Nah, man. Let me have some fun. We'll get back to Africa soon. Oh, man. Fuck the man. Fuck Leo Corn. All them fucking the white. Bro, they laid off a lot of people, bro. I get it. I get it. I'm just saying, like the way the news cycles here, they got bailed out. I get it. Diddy, the whole thing when they were like, OJ died. We really need to be going at Jimmy Iovine because he profited off 50 and Game, and they just tearing each other down as black men. Stop, man. Let me listen to my music. I mean, it might sound crazier coming from me. Like, hey, don't come after Jimmy. Let me listen to music. But in general, I would like to think that can we just have some fun real quick before we get back to all the shit? All right. Look, I'm with you. When it comes to regular music or whatever, yeah, let's fight for better paying streams. Let's fight, bro, you sound label contracts, all that other shit. When it comes to beef, come on, man. I feel you, man. Let me find out what he doing. You really had to get this off. You're so passionate about it. I've been waiting 10 years for this one. I feel you. I just feel like we could have got it 4 years ago and been able to then piece it up, at Coachella. Oh, if you're saying, I ain't here for peace either. I'm saying old peace. So you still want Benzino and them to still beef? They still do, unfortunately. And you enjoy this? No, I didn't enjoy it the first go around. All right, I just want to make sure. Like that's kind of crazy. But for the less than one-sided, no, I'm not with peace.
The way 50 treats Ja is how I want everybody to treat
My
everybody.
ex, man. You know,
The way 50 treats Ross.
I know. That's how you treat Jeff.
That's why it's always up.
Yeah, I feel, yo.
Congrats to Jeff.
I got a great wild question to ask you, and I just thought of it. That's why I wanted to hurry up and get to this. Random shit to fill in time. You know it's gonna be something crazy. Hey, do you have a hard time of like you know it's gonna be some bullshit. I know, but do you have a hard time with saying R.I.P. OJ?
No.
So do you feel like we should
I don't
get
know
like
if I've said it. I did post.
No, you haven't. We don't.
No, but
this is one of those hot button topics I try to stay away from.
I haven't said it, but I
don't know which way you're gonna go.
But I did post the white Bronco on my story though, for a different reason. But yeah.
Oh, so there's no goalpost being moved. Oh, do you think he did it?
Yeah.
We ain't getting no white audience, man. They not gonna mess with us. They said this is the day to ask your white supervisors for a raise.
He in a good mood right now.
Can't stand that guy. Yeah, man. I feel personally like he did it, but he killed somebody. You know, it don't sit right with me.
Look, but the wild part is no. See, I'm young enough to where I was introduced to OJ through this and not through football.
Yeah, because you played in the 70s.
But I'm saying, like, that doesn't mean, there's different ways to.
You grew up knowing him as a tabloid dude at that point.
I wouldn't say tabloid. That was national motherfucking news.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you knew him as that. You didn't even know him as an actor.
The wild part is, like, the flagrant shit he did after, right?
Which makes me feel like he did it.
So I get
hey, I got away with some shit. That's how jail dudes
there's
be
things
acting.
way before that made me feel like he did it. But at the time, I don't understand this, right?
The whole car chase makes me feel like he did it.
I'm in second, third grade, whatever it is. Like I'm not worried about none of that. Oh, this dude did this. He's got the best friend in the world.
What'd your mom think?
Oh, I'm not about to do all that.
You want to take us there?
It's probably what you would expect.
How bad do you want us to be famous?
Let's just say she never thought Snoop should have got off of that murder trial either.
Oh, Snoop, Ray Lewis.
Oh man,
OJ, Ray Rice, all the Rays.
But writing a book about what you would have did if you did it is fucking crazy.
Did you read it?
Nah, I might though.
That might be in your bag.
But then
I forgot he did it.
And then fast
he
forward,
did the book.
and I think someone reminded us the other day. But like, I was like, oh, he sure did do that shit. He also said like, I don't feel comfortable living in LA or running around LA because I always feel like I might be sitting next to the person who really did it. That shit is like, this is like 25 years after, and you're still playing like this.
Is her mom still alive?
Whose mom?
Nicole's.
I think so.
I want to say she was too.
I think they're all still around because they still trying to get like the restitution.
Yeah,
I almost call that shit reparations for them is crazy. But yeah, I don't know how far much you want. Yeah, he did it.
No, I just want to make sure you just had like loving support for him.
I wouldn't say loving support. I didn't care either way. I was too young to really care about what was going on.
What I really cared about was a certain individual who was really championing them when I asked, right? I really wanted to see his perspective because he'd been around to like go to the movie on Friday to watch OJ. You gonna laugh at that. That shit funny as hell.
What I was weird about was like, man, like OJ, like you did it.
Yeah.
Like you beat it. And then you went to jail for stealing your own shit. Yeah. Like they got you.
They were waiting on it too. They was waiting on it.
And then he got out. And
like, you see the casino footage?
Once he got out, and
he had a mob.
Social media is a thing. I said, oh man, he was made for this.
Oh yeah, he was still on Twitter.
Oh man, he's giving it up too.
Yeah,
and I love that kind of shit, but
not from him. It's cringeworthy. But you posted a Bronco. You didn't say R.I.P. OJ or nothing like that. I posted a
Bronco. Yeah, that was different.
And some people were mad how he was treated in the news. I'm like, bro, look, that's like equivalent to that is white people's What's my man that shot Trayvon Martin that just walk around here? Free?
George Zimmerman?
George Zimmerman. That's white people's George Zimmerman. When George Zimmerman died, oh my God, I'm gonna feel like how the white people felt when OJ.
Streets is dead.
Yeah, I can't wait. I've been waiting for somebody to get him. I don't live in Florida, so.
Oh, they ain't gonna get him.
Nah.
They didn't get him when it was hot. They ain't gonna get
Yeah,
him.
they're not gonna get him. He made it.
And that was Jay-Z's point. Streets is dead.
Look, that's how I feel about the beef. Hey, we're gonna have fun today.
Well, that's what he was also saying. Like he was on his Vince Staples show. Y'all want to tear each other down, shoot each other, blah blah blah. But George Zimmerman's still walking around.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
Look,
But for rap beef, let me have my fun.
matter of fact, let me
Sorry,
save you.
Vince.
This is not for you. You gonna piss some people off.
Sorry, Vince.
How the white man gonna tell us what we can't do?
No, I'm pretty sure the majority of people want the rap beef to go on.
That's true too.
Which is to Vince's point. He not talking to me because
No.
I'm the man. He
True.
talking to y'all.
True. Okay.
I'm supposed to be talking like this.
No, here you go. Speaking of which, do you think you're brave?
Where do I want to go with this?
This is a great question. I saw this. I found a whole plethora, so we're good for a few weeks.
I think there's a fine line between bravery and stupidity.
We connected.
So a lot of
'Cause
times I thought I was
the
brave.
same
I was
thing.
probably being dumb. You know what I mean?
Being brave for the wrong shit is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I thought about that when I saw it, and I was like, yo, like at 21, I would tell you I was brave. But in my 30s, like you just did, my frontal lobe started like clicking like, yo, fuck being brave gonna get me, right? I never understood. One, I don't be in other people's shit like that. I try not to be, unless that shit get me in trouble sometimes too. But I try not to be in other people's shit like that. So with that being said, being brave means that I gotta do some stupid shit, risk my health or my well-being for somebody else. No, I can be brave for myself, yes, but for other people, I'm selectively brave. For my kids, my wife, my family. Yeah, I'm brave for them.
Yeah, the shit I've been called brave for recently has been like on some therapy shit.
Did you feel brave though when they said it?
But maybe I don't know what the feeling is because what I thought was bravery was just being stupid. Because back in the day, what got me in trouble was you won't do that, and I would do some dumb shit just to prove a point.
Here's the thing, and I didn't want to do this, man. Fuck, because it's gonna sound crazy how I'm gonna say it, but women are usually brave.
Yeah.
That's usually. So if someone told me like, "Oh, that's really brave for you," that would fuck me up a little bit. Like, yo,
because you think it's a woman trait.
Yeah, you see how that sounds crazy though? Like it sounds like something that like people say to women though all the time. Like, oh, be brave. It's like for them, and I wonder what they would view when you say that. What kind of bravery we talking about right now? Are we talking about like, yo,
Well, because everything context
Russell
is,
Crowe.
You're saying, oh, you're brave for being that vulnerable, for stepping forward, even though how you could look or whatever the women are doing to make them brave.
I need the definition.
You brave for letting him raw dog you.
We got hella content. I'm telling you. Brave is a free and open. Oh no, that's some other shit. That's an app called.
Oh, I
Brave.
thought you was about to go to the racist brave.
Braveheart. You want to be the Braveheart guy?
No, not that.
I need to know what brave means. Hold up, like the actual. Because to me, I think I associate brave with like heroism.
Right.
Like you giving me this damn app. There's the meaning of brave is having or showing mental or moral strength to face danger, fear, or difficulty, or showing courage doing so. So brave doesn't mean you're a winner either.
That doesn't sound like a female trait. It sounds like a person trait.
Yeah, that's why I had to educate myself on the actual. I've never looked brave up. I've always known it to be an action.
You're used to hearing it in context of. That's why I said women stepping forward for some fuck shit or some other shit where they had to face a danger of like, hey, the danger of I need to be super vulnerable, let you know this shit happened to me that makes me look crazy, and I'm gonna put myself in public to where people might not believe me.
Oh, you're right. So whoever was listening, they're right because there are times where I'm cowardly. Then,
yeah, for sure,
as a man,
100%.
Like we're having a deep conversation. So we're in the presence of women being brave. I have the presence of being of being afraid, like of being a coward. You know what I mean? Because I won't take the step that they won't take because in fear of the repercussions they may have, right? Damn. All right, we hitting it right now, man. That was crazy.
I think there's more cowardice in the world than bravery.
Do you feel like you're a coward?
At times, sure.
Well, this seems way more fun.
I'm trying to hurry up and think of
I'm
something.
trying to think of me too. Yeah, mine too. Like
I'm not trying to sidestep the question. I'll give it up. I just got to think.
I'll give you an example. All right, so me being cowardly, like I ain't gonna even front. Like me, even if I'm from the hood and lived here and lived amongst people, I'm afraid. You know what I mean? Let me mark that.
I don't. But that's not okay. That's not the type of cowardice I'm trying to get.
But I'm just saying there are moments where like yo, like and whereas maybe my wife would think that I'm brave in that situation, but I'm not. Because I'm afraid.
Because some people might, you could flip that into bravery of like, all right, someone steps to you, checks your ego as a man, talks down to you as like another man in front of your family, in front of your woman, in front of your kids. And it takes bravery to be like, you know what? I need to MLK this shit. I'm going to turn the other cheek because too much shit can happen. I can lose too much if I go on the other side. But I do got to live with the fact that all these people saw this shit and they were, oh, he's a bitch. He's holding out. Bro. Like, you can kind of flip it like, well, it was brave of you to do that because now you got to live with people talking shit for whatever reason.
Oh, so that's why you agree that Cole is okay with bowing out.
There's a bravery to it, but there's a fine line to it. You can call it cowardice, depending on what really happened, but there's a bravery like, hey, you know what? I'm about to sit here and apologize for a diss record. I know he's not boo the fool. Like he has to know there's some sort of backlash that's gonna come from it. Mm-hmm. There's a reason why he didn't do that shit on the internet. He did that shit at his festival in front of his stands. Because they're gonna be like, oh, look at him, the most mature rapper.
That's pretty smart. Smart man.
But he knows what the internet was gonna do.
Yeah, don't get in that sinkhole. I just threw that out there.
I'm just saying, but like I think depending on what you're talking about,
where do you think you're a coward at then?
That's what I'm trying to drum up. 'Cause I'm trying to drum up some real shit.
Yeah.
Like some vulnerable shit.
Oh damn! All right, he didn't want to take us with the other one, but this one we're gonna get there. When's the last time you felt afraid?
Afraid?
Yeah.
Ooh, do I want to go there?
In the last like think about time. Not even just that. Just because like being afraid could also be worry.
Well, yeah. There's the amygdala in the back of your dome. That's the response to fear. That's what keeps us alive.
Yeah,
it's a survival tactic. Hey, this shit's scary. You might die. Run away. Right? And it keeps us alive like it's a natural thing.
We're not the only ones with that, though.
No.
I feel like animals are... Well, anyway, go ahead. We're not going to go down that tunnel.
But, yeah, I mean... Shit, I might have to write... I might have to do this. I got a therapy session on Tuesday.
Like all the shit that you're afraid of?
No, I might have to...
Hey, if you came out with that, oh, man, I could help you with all kind of shit. If you just came out with shit that you was afraid of.
A little brainstorming session. I'll give it up, though. I want to do it right.
I just want to make sure, yeah. Because
last time I was afraid, I'm not sure.
When's the last time you was like in fear of your life?
I'm still deciding if I want to go there with that one.
They're all tied in together?
I don't know if they're tied in together, but there's a lot of things that are pointing to a certain direction.
They're intertwined there, at the end of the day. So, yeah, I wanted to know. That'd be a good one. So tell me that next week then. All right, let's have some fun, and then that's the end of it. All right, well, more fun. How do you decide if someone's going to be your girlfriend? Nah, because like I was thinking about this on my own, and I was like, damn. I've either been like really infatuated with someone, and then they press me to be like, nah, you ain't gonna just like
we ain't playing house.
Yeah, you're not gonna give me. And then it's like you want to keep coming back for it, so you just you like, man, damn, I can't let that one go.
Listen, I don't want to get in trouble for this.
It's I know this shit. The questions is fire tonight. Go ahead.
I've always been. Always.
This was right after my shower too when I did this. if you catch my drift.
I've always been the last person to know that I'm in a relationship. Right?
Oh, you fall for that one. That's the trick. That's the tactic.
And I think I always decide in the moment, because I think everybody's on a different timeline.
No, that was a better question. Have you ever said nah?
Yes, I have said nah.
I want to talk about that one then, since because we know you. Well, that sounds crazy. Let me chill.
We know you don't be saying no for nobody. No, but it's just more like, because, you know, especially I did most of my stuff when I was like young, and so I was just like, oh, like we're there.
They must have not looked to the par.
No, not even that. It just is more like I don't. Even when I was younger, I wasn't on some fuckboy shit when I was younger. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and lead you on. If we having fun. But a lot of times it was on their half of the communication where they were just like not communicating that they went forward and not telling that to me. So when I'm finding out, I'm just like, oh.
How'd you find out?
Am I okay with
somebody
this?
Introduced you as like, oh, here's my boyfriend now?
I found out a bunch of different types of ways.
So okay,
hey, it's been something indirect. Is like through a third party. Like I'm witnessing. I'm like, oh,
wait, what?
Like witnessing. Hey, them tell somebody else.
Oh, this is my boyfriend Alex.
Right, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Where were you at?
I mean, this probably happened a few times.
All right, let's go.
I've been at work. I've been
at work.
I've been at
work.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Oh, this is my boyfriend."
It was like a work thing. This was a work fling that somehow turned into a relationship.
And they started saying that in front of people?
In front of people.
Yeah, that's crazy. You knew that was a fat violation.
It was. Her sister got involved, and she was like, why are you playing with her? I was like, listen, she just went and jumped out the window and said that shit.
You were young then?
I've been young the whole time.
Where'd you work at?
Pat and Oscars.
Okay, that makes sense. You could get that off in the kitchen.
Oh yeah, I was getting a lot of shit off.
I'm sure. Yeah, you get that off in the kitchen.
I've had people.
I thought you was like where you was at now. That's kind of real.
And
crazy.
then I've had just the total aggressive like, hey, you're my man now. I don't care what you say. To where it's like, haha, it's a joke, but I'm like,
where were you sitting?
That might have been. Where was I sitting?
Yeah, all this matters. Like, are you in a vulnerable spot?
Yeah, I was in a spot where I had to make a quick decision. Like, how do I want this thing to play out? So I was like, oh, she playing, but she's serious. She's delivering it in like a.
But I'm okay with this. It's crazy.
Well, I gotta get out. I gotta get out of today.
Yeah, but you came back.
Yeah, I came back for a little bit.
Yeah, you like shit like that. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, there was a time where I had to kind of change that up because I'm like, yo.
So you never asked a girl to be your girlfriend? Yo, this is wild.
I have.
Oh, I'm clipping this shit up. All right.
Anytime I've asked, I've been denied.
Okay.
And I'm 1,000% afraid of rejection.
Okay.
To the point where women.
So you allow things to happen because of rejection? So you don't get rejected? You think?
No, I think I.
Look, I'm 180.
No, I don't think I've allowed things to happen. I think I could have so much more if I wasn't afraid of rejection. On so many different levels. To like really scary things that everybody's afraid of, to like.
But you're not afraid of the verbal rejection. You're afraid of the feeling you would get from it.
I'm afraid of
because that's what I would.
All of it.
You don't want to hear the words.
I think the average person doesn't like rejection.
We're fucking potting right now. Go ahead.
The average person doesn't like rejection. I have a extra level of fear of rejection.
But is it the sound of it, or is it the feeling that you have after that? The rejection that I used to get, like I used to hate. Okay, all right. So there was this girl, right, that I on my way out of Fresno. I want to make sure I preface this in the right way because I don't want it to sound crazy. On my way out of Fresno, like the last 6 months, I started messing around with this girl, and she was like fresh out of a relationship. Real nasty. She still kind of lived with old boy, but she was on her way out, and she did move out, right? So I don't want to sound like that dude that's like, oh no, she did, move out. And so, I just realized I got a bag. But she did move out anyway. But I liked her. Oh man, I liked her a lot. And I would try like real hard. Hey man, like, I'm about to go to San Diego or whatever. I'll be up here. I ain't gonna tell her to come down or nothing like that. But, she kept your boy at bay, kind of crazy like. And I kind of just let it go. I never really asked her like, yo, you know, can we be together? I would kind of just ask around it. Like, hey, you think this would work? Blah, blah, blah. And just the responsiveness wasn't really there. So, and that's why I never flat out asked her, because I didn't want to hear that piece. You get what I'm saying? Because then if I felt it too, if I heard it and I felt it after, that rejection would hurt me.
I never initiate sex. Ever. I just got this whole like, hey, you know, I'm ready.
We're real vulnerable today. That came out of left field.
No, I'm just saying, because the rejection of, especially if it's someone like, damn, not on some like one night stand, like, oh, let me shoot my shot. I'm talking about women who I was with for a long periods of time that are like, there's like love there. And I'm like afraid.
Like if they were just like laying next to you to just like put your hand on the small of the back?
Just, no, like, I mean, the verbal part is hard enough, but then it's like, all right, I won't do it verbally, but
verbally.
Let me drop some hints.
What I was about to say was crazy,
and I'll try to drop some hints and do that. But then the rejection of that part hurts even more. Like the fact that I didn't say it, but I try to do some physical initiation. And
but even before the long-term relationships, you had a hard time with like initiating.
Well, I mean, to be fair, a lot of the time I didn't really have to initiate.
And you found some freaks.
Well, yeah, but that came with other stuff too. That level of crazy that you're my man and I'll cut you type of shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, yeah, because you over there letting your feelings like out physically, right? So you doing some like extra love Jones shit, you know?
Look, I got issues. But
tell me you love me.
But yeah, it could be someone that like just, there's so much, like everything's easy, just complete love and this and that. And I will not say it. I won't be like, hey, you trying like some.
So you don't tell girls you love them first either.
One girl broke up with me because she's like, you're not aggressive enough. I was like, what you mean? I was like, I tossed your ass to the ceiling pretty much. She's like, that's not what I mean.
Like you just don't initiate.
She's
enough.
like, sometimes I want you. Now, to be fair, based on what after she said this in hindsight, I'm like, well, shit, sounds like I dodged a bullet anyway. She's like, sometimes I want you to just be like, yo, I'm coming over there to drop it off in your drawers and blah blah blah, and like just be that aggressive with it. And I was like, damn. Okay. Now I never ended up doing shit like that, but it's more like that's just.
I watched that sitcom. Like for.
It's not in me to do shit like that.
I know. That's why
it's more like, yo,
it's like some Malcolm in the Middle shit.
I feel like, you know, I'm always ready, or I can get ready fairly quickly. So just you let me know.
What's up with you?
You know, this is part of a relationship, like the physical aspect.
I just like laughing, like
at a certain point, you gonna have your needs.
You get out the shower, you go to the shower first, and then let them get in. You just be laying there butt ass naked, just like, hey, look, I'm throwing signs.
That'd be too terrifying for me. If I'm sitting here ass naked, especially if I'm all soft, if I'm ass naked and you just get into bed and act like you don't see me, I'm be like, damn.
I'm fucking weak, man. Yo.
I'll have to just break up right there. Like I won't even. I can never sleep in this bed again.
I would be tussling in the bed. You know, you try to act restless.
God, I'm just so. My mind is racing. I don't know how I can just go. I don't know if I just go to sleep tonight peacefully.
The look over you up. You up. You know, all those moves. Those are all the moves right there.
And there'll be some women I'll deal with that they want me to make initiation, but they'll be dropping the hints.
Yeah.
Hey, big head. Hey, stranger.
Oh, so that's your cue. So you catch on.
But I still, it's so painful. They're like, God, it's so painful for you to be like, yo, I'm coming over there.
Oh, so you don't even say that?
Nah. I mean, part of me on that type of tip, I'm fucking with him. But the other time, it's just like, nah, I can't do it. Like, what if she means? And this is before the Me Too movement. Now I can get that off. Like, you know, everything's a charge. You have to tell me, hey, please insert yourself. But back then, I knew Me Too was coming. Like, I had this.
He was like, yo,
you ain't getting me.
That's the first dude that went to the Diddy party that said he ain't going back. Nah, hey, look, I know where this is going.
I ain't even famous.
Oh man, that's funny. Now that has me dying right now.
Terrified rejection.
Yo, be like,
it's funnier in the bedroom.
Like being a little spoon is crazy. Like, yo, like the cuddle moves you be coming up with.
No, I think the funniest part is like sex is funny enough, but when it comes to like head, because I'm like, oh man, I mean, because women don't have their needs, they'll fuck you, right? But not all women like giving head, you know. So if you have someone like me, like man, they can just get all that shit off all the time because they know I'm not gonna ask for it. I might get a little aggressive on the push down, like on the oh she feel that pressure. Now I start to feel rejection. Now I'm just in my head.
You're dumb, man. Yo, what's wrong with him, man?
I know, man.
Yo, my dude is crazy.
I gotta get this. I gotta stop.
I gotta get this off.
I gotta change.
I gotta get this off. It's crazy. I gotta change. I feel like you're a little late bloomer.
Hey, you'd get so much more ass if you would just.
Nah, if you do that, what you just did, that's the one.
What?
Yo, I'm giving away free game right now. That's it right there.
What?
You gotta play like friggin' like Sunday school teacher. You know, like
what?
You gotta play like you playing Sunday school teacher.
What does that mean?
You ever seen? Oh, I got it for you. What was that show with me? That movie with Mila Kunis, and they was working on, and they was in Maui, and they had that couple that like.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah. You the husband though. That you know. Oh, the Lord is watching it.
I ain't rolling with that one.
I'm about to put that as the photo because that was. Oh, forgetting Lex. Oh shit, that was bad. That'd be weak. Go ahead and hit my hand claps, man. That's funny. Read them and weep. This is going to be a quick and short story since not much has happened. I have been with my husband Mark for 8 years and married for 5. Me and Mark rarely get in fights and I love him very much. I'm 7 months along and we've been planning everything. We recently just finished building the baby's room and we got to the topic of who's going to be in the delivery room. The hospital I chose to have birth at allows one person only in the room. I expressed to my husband that I want my mother there instead of him, and he got upset. Me and my mother are very, very close. She's always been there for me all the time. She's the reason I'm alive today. I contemplated ending my life many times when I was a teenager, and she always pulled me out.
Cut this shit off now. You don't get the fuck out of here with that. You ain't got finished, man. Am I in the wrong?
Hold up. As of currently, he's been very quiet and distant from me, but he still helps me with chores and gets me anything I want or need.
Does that mean?
Oh, I'm not really sure how to proceed, but am I in the wrong? Is she in the wrong? If her mom,
I don't give a fuck. See, this is the.
If this is your third kid.
Is that what they said?
No, I'm just saying.
No.
But it changes things, right? Do you feel like you need to witness all your kids being born?
Me personally, sure. If I'm able to, yeah.
If you have 5 kids, you need to see all 5 of them come out.
Yeah.
And not one time can someone else be in the room.
Like no, I'm gonna
Uncle
be.
Carl.
I'm gonna be.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna be more receptive to mom. You know what? Mom's really. If she really need to see one, all right, cool.
But after the first 2, for sure.
Like, no, it's gonna be. It don't matter what number it is. It's gonna be a conversation.
Nah, one I feel like would.
It's not gonna be a one.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be the first one.
Yeah, the first one is like, yeah, that's kind of crazy.
And if anything, like, I got to be on like a business trip or some shit, and I just can't get back. Flight delays.
No, she told him. So in this instance, like she told you.
Sorry.
I need to see how you put your foot down on that one.
Yes, because
I wonder even when we say that, we have no control of that.
Even as the ultimate people pleaser, but that's the whole point. Like, don't we have half the control of it?
No, because if you go in that hospital, I wonder what they're gonna say. Like, sir, you gotta leave. Like, hey, well, that's kind of crazy.
It is kind of crazy.
Her body, her choice, but it's like my seed.
Her choice to have a baby, my choice to watch.
Yeah.
Yes, mom gave birth to that.
Part of me is over there. This is the man's argument side.
But it's like because I mean, you've been a dad in the hospital. I don't know about your experience, but at Mary Birch, it was all jokes on dad. Just dad gets shit on all week.
Wait, for real? With the nurses?
With everybody. Dad have zero needs.
Man got a gripe. Hey, the couches are nasty that they give you to lay down
And
on.
you not even like when you over 5'10".
Bro, at 5'9", my knees was still hanging off. I was like, yo, what's up with this? Hey, you can't even, I gotta wake up to roll over.
I'm telling you, man.
That's
Look,
a big deal to me.
And now I get it. Now she just had like this big ass event happen.
Yeah.
You don't really need to worry about what Dad going through.
Yeah.
But Dad be going through some shit.
Even now.
Maybe it's not physically.
Yeah, it's not the
But
same.
there's a lot of shit going on within Dad, and I'm not going to make it seem like it's a bigger deal than what just happened with Mom. I'm not doing that.
Kaiser was all right to me.
I know it was. I'm talking about Mary Burton.
I'm not even a Kaiser guy. Like that's
No,
her
your
shit.
Kaiser
That
was popping,
That
though.
was her shit, though.
You had the new shit.
We don't have Kaiser no more, though. Yeah, we.
Yeah, I bet it cost a pretty penny after that shit. Y'all had like an aquarium in that bitch and everything. Y'all live in
I didn't
luxury.
look at the bill.
I bet.
This is why I don't leave where I work at, right? Yo, there's certain shit where I be like, yo, it just makes sense why we have this here.
And but in the same path is what I mean is like it's so not about Dad that it's even a possibility that he can get kicked out the room for someone else just because the other half of the equation said no. Like the 50-50 is never 50-50 in the situation.
Never.
Now obviously you carried my man 9-10 months, like cool, I get it. It's a little swayed. But at the same time, I don't know if that warrants, hey, I need my mom in here because I was going to kill myself one day. And she said, no, don't do it. And so I love her. Fuck out of here with that.
Yeah, you said I do to me. We got married and shit. Like fam.
Like, yeah, we can have all the jokes. Hey, I'm
part of your moments
I only
now.
needed you for 5 minutes.
We
like,
sound
I
hella
get it.
controlling and not
I'm not
understanding about
controlling.
this. I wonder
I'm
if we're in
using
the
my
wrong.
half of my control of the kid. Yes, I would like to be there.
Legally,
Squeeze
you don't
my
have
hand.
it yet till you file.
Look, man.
Legally, just saying.
Now, if legally, if she's able to get that off and have Mom in there instead of me, then I'm gonna just have to eat that. But I ain't gonna be happy about it. Especially for all these dudes. This bringing up some other shit that happened this
She
week
can
too.
be there after I actually witness it. Why does your mom have to look at a baby come out
That's
your
what I
vagina?
mean. She come right back in.
That's
If it's
kinda
only
crazy.
one at a time, as soon as I'm done, like all right,
Like
switch.
like right now as a grown man, can your mom go into your exam and like watch you cough?
I don't think my mom was doing that when
Just say she wanted to exercise her right as her mother, right? As your mother right now.
I'm an adult.
Yeah, but I'm saying, would you feel comfortable with like your mom being there at least?
That'd be kind of weird. Get your shit off. That's weird. I don't even know why you bring.
I feel I don't think of any equivalent of as like medically of what I would do to
I
have
think it's
my mom there.
another layer to this. I think it sucked too because for generations, men have been getting shitted on for not being there. You know, to the point where this newer generation, our generation is the first generation that goes baby showers. And the men that are older than us, they look at us like we punks. Y'all do that woman shit? It's like, oh, it's like a co-ed thing now.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me. But we're present. We're there all the time now.
But because the baby showers are a little different now.
But
though.
I'm just talking about the whole experience. Like
I've been to a baby shower when
didn't-
I was a kid. You have too, because kids usually go to those.
I'm talking about is there's single males that go to baby showers. Oh, I fucks with,
Back then,
because the man in the equation.
I want to get my shit off, but I
all
don't.
right, man.
But look,
a lot of times the man in the equation with the baby shower was for the woman and her friends.
there would be community members at the ones I went to in the 90s.
But what I mean is like we're not the generation that just like hits it and quits it and then we're out. We're so present, and yet we want to be like I want to be there to see my child be born, squeeze my hand, go through all the shit, see you at your worst, support you, and you over here talking about moms. Fuck out of here.
I want to look up the single mother rates now comparison because I don't think we're like better. I just think
You don't think we're better?
I just think you hang out with like men that like have.
You know what? You might have something to it leading into what happened yesterday. I went to the Vegan Fest at Waterfront Park, and there's the park right there, right? And so kids are like, yo, I'm going to the park. And me being, they're so entitled to me as a dad, I don't never to get to sit down and watch them play.
Right.
I'm active. And I be doing too much. I'm up here climbing on the rock walls. I'm going down the slides. I'm playing floors.
I'd
lava.
rather not watch them.
I'm doing all that shit.
Men do that though.
To the point where maybe we aren't better, because it seems like a lot of the places I go, it's like a thing that gets pointed out multiple times, including yesterday. I get pointed out by other parents, other kids. Like yesterday, kids were asking me, can I be their dad? Because my dad won't play with me. And I'm like, damn. Now I was like, maybe I'm doing too much.
Let me look at your mom real quick.
Because because if I'm on the sidelines and one of my kids said that shit, I'd be fired up.
Oh yeah.
But then again, I'd probably be fired up because I am the way I am.
Right. You be all right. They said about me though. Like Uncle Carl, can you be my?
But I had multiple kids calling me dad yesterday, and I had.
And you was okay with
what
that?
appeared to be single moms
Laughing.
Nah, they was like, oh, hey, dad. She was like, don't, because I was at the top of this wall doing like some sideways Spider-Man shit. Yeah. She said, hey, dad.
Was she fired?
She wasn't bad. She said, it'd be a shame if they hero got hurt. Don't fall, shit. Dad. I said, what?
Speaking my language.
G, back up. They the ultimate. They the ultimate aphrodisiac. And then, but then, like, to have these kids up, just like, yeah, like, okay, it's different. Can you play with me? Because my dad won't. You don't got to go as far as calling me dad. That's crazy.
To you, yeah, but to this kid, you mean everything in the world.
And at the same park yesterday, it happens enough to the point where some dude was like, "Yo, he does this at every park in San Diego."
Oh, like you got a rouge?
Like, what does that mean? He be doing too much. He be climbing up everything. He be like,
he
seen me at another park playing with G and going to the top of these
other park. He homeless?
Maybe he was at Vegan Fest.
Yo, running into somebody and they saw you in South County is kind of crazy.
I ran into a lot of people yesterday.
You got a name for yourself at these parks?
I don't. Maybe they do.
This sound crazy. I want to get off.
Apparently, I'm dad. I'm just.
Sound like a cult, like the beginning of a cult movie.
I'm just trying to play with my kids.
My man said,
I'm not doing that. But see, to them, I'm doing too much. To me, I'm just playing with my kids. It's perspective.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
but they're making it seem like I'm going above. I'm doing all this wild shit. I'm like, no, I'm just playing with my kids.
What happened? It was last weekend. I was at Target. Corey got out the car. I started talking to her about getting ice cream and shit, and she had to like do certain. And some older lady, right, was like, "Oh, you're a good dad." I was like, "Yo, it's been like 30 seconds, miss."
The bar for dads is low.
Wait a minute, but like that walk by the Plaza at Target. So we in that corner. She's like just like yelling at me like every like 2 minutes of how great of a father I am. That's a long ass walk, like all the way to the entrance. A lot of people don't do what you do. That's what she hit me with.
But she's speaking from that generation where.
No, but that's what the reason why we got on this, because I was like, I don't feel like we're as good as you think. Like
maybe
based on where I work at, I see it all the time.
Maybe not, but see, yeah, because that'll make you jaded real quick.
Yeah, but it happens more often.
But see, if I wasn't who I was, by the time I got to 7-Eleven, I might have been real.
I mean, we are two representatives right now of that.
But
because the kids we're talking about. There we go.
But what I'm saying is, like, if you don't have a broader perspective, yes, working where you work, you can get real like, nah, we ain't no better, right? The same way when I worked at 7-Eleven, I'm like, yo, hey, Republicans might have a point. We need to cut this welfare shit because ain't none of these motherfuckers. They out here dope dealing. They got all the money in the world. And they just over here just getting free milk and shit.
This is true. Oh, wait a minute.
I'm struggling.
Oh, we got to do it. Hit my hand claps because I'm glad you said that.
Struggling.
I was getting ready to get up out of here, but no. We got to do it. Shows to watch. Go ahead, Lex. Start it off.
Oh, shit. What did we finish? Did I talk about... Damn, I don't know what I talked about past couple weeks. We took a couple weeks off of this one.
All right, my turn real quick then. I just needed time. That was all I needed. That's all you needed time too. So what you just said, right, really sparked it in me real quick, right? There's a new Netflix series called Unlocked, the jail experiment, right?
Is that like 60 Days In?
No. First of all, I started watching it, and I did something that is very uncharacteristically me. I consider jail shows to be lowbrow TV, right? So I can really watch it. They did something in this docuseries that really messed me up. So it's a regular jail. I think they're in Arkansas or whatever, some small county out there. And they talk about like how there's a lot of stabbings, murders and stuff like that in jail. And there's just a lot of like problems, and there's there's low staffing for people who actually want to work in the facility because they feel like it's like, high risk. So this warden or this sheriff out there decides that he is going to open the doors to the pods and allow them to be their own community in there, right? He says, look, I'm going to unlock these doors, right? He said, I want to try it out for 6 weeks and let the inmates govern themselves. If they mess it up, right, then we'll go back to 23-1 like we was before, right? So some of the guys, like, they're doing the outtakes and stuff like that. They have no idea that this is about to happen. And they're like, yo, this is a hard jail. He's like, yo, we be on 23-1s. They be messing it up. They took our commissary away for the last 2 weeks or whatever, to bro having a meeting with them and saying, hey, I'm about to unlock these doors and y'all can roam around and do whatever. There is no lockdown. There is no guard on duty in there. Nothing. Right. So I'm like, yo, this shit about to last like 3 hours. Right. In our mind, we always think that people who are captive or whatever have to be in this confined space and like structured day or whatever. Nah, not in here. So you had a fight break out before it happened, right? Before they did it. And then right when he did it the first night, they had no problems. Right. Now, there's a few guys that got punched and stuff like that behind closed doors. But for the most part, like, they were like trying to like, yo, bro, like, don't mess this up for everybody. And so they made it 3 weeks with the doors open so far, where I'm at in the series. Watch it. I know it's a little bit of a spoiler in there, but you get to see like the ins and outs. There's some other things that they did that I thought was like real revolutionary that I don't want to talk about yet. Because I thought, you know what? I will. Because I think it's dope. Like, in case, some people, we do this review and they don't go watch what we have. They made phones free, and they opened the call time window, and they just left it like that. And the dudes was like, yo, this is like some shit that would start a fight. We're going to do a sign up list. Everybody get 15-minute increments, 48 people, 4 phones.
It sounds like they're trying to do something along the lines of like when Oregon was trying to make hard drugs legal. Like, if we make it legalized, the crime should go down because it'll kind of police itself and be its own little community or whatever. Yeah,
but the hard part is that, so the number one thing that comes up for people that like have been to jail or watch jail shows and shit is the young and the old. Right? So you got the young kids who's supposed to be like, I don't give a fuck mentality, and they was doing that. Then you got the old heads that's like, yo, we got to steer them in the right direction so they don't fuck this up for us. It's funny like how we all work together when there's opportunity in front of us. And the hard part was, I thought the young kids was going to mess it up. It was really the old heads that started having problems. And they're like studying this, right? Like the sheriffs and all, they got cameras everywhere. They brought in new cameras and shit. And I was like, yo, they got me. My aunt hit me up today and was like, yo, I finished all 8 episodes today. I had to finish that shit. She watched 2 through 5 and then went back and started the whole thing all over again. Like that shit, because it's something that we've never seen before. I've seen it like back in the day when I used to work at a group home, and you put those group home kids, when they get out of juvie, the first 2 or 3 months, right, they do well. Right, the external factors will really get them, but the first 2 or 3 months they be trying to be on their P's and Q's. They got freedom now, and I was like, yo, it's pretty dope that like, that they're trying this out and they're giving them free phones, because people are like, yo, I've never been in no facility like this. Like, I feel like I'm practicing being free in here before I'm actually free out there again. And I was like, yo, that gets rid of that cage bird mentality. So,
yeah, I saw that was coming soon. It looked interesting.
Yeah.
Did I talk about the program yet?
No, not that I know of.
I think the last one I might have did was American Nightmare.
I think so, yes.
Okay, so we watched the program. It's a little, I think it's a 3-parter. Netflix. It's about some girl that goes back to her old school, like a boarding school she was sent to. And it wasn't really a school. It was like they call it the program, and it was like some like child abuse cult type of shit going on. She was like, we never saw the sun. Like, they didn't let us
Oh, I do
outside.
remember this.
They didn't, like, all this wild shit that
This
was going
HBO?
on between. No, this is Netflix.
Okay, that was my second guess. I did see this, though. Go ahead.
And
Trailer.
she brings some people that she was in the program with back. And this was, like, going on from 2001 to 2009. And it was, shit, where was that at? It was in some random city. I want to say it was somewhere in Indiana. And so she's basically going through and just kind of walking through the school's abandoned. So, but they're finding shit. They found all these files and all these things and stuff they had to do. They tell stories when they're in certain rooms about what was going on. They start visiting old people that worked there. And it was just like, damn, like, there's a lot of wild shit going on. And once I finished it, though, you know how Netflix will be like, oh, if you like this, you might like this. There's another one up and then another one. These schools are everywhere. These little schools that are, and they kind of brainwash, and they kind of attract those like last chance kids. Like, we can't get them right. We can't get her right. They're doing too much drugs at school. They keep fighting in school. They keep getting expelled. You got to go over here. And their whole thing is like, we'll get them right. But they do like so like lifelong damage to these kids. And I saw something else on it, like a news thing on it, but these schools are like everywhere. They're still operating today.
Yeah.
And there's no like repercussion for like because they get caught in that whole like, oh, it's owned by an LLC, so they have these protections and stuff like that. So they just file bankruptcy, pop up over here with a new program or whatever. And it's kind of crazy. It's super sad. But I started thinking about that. It kind of triggered some shit where I was like, oh shit, like I could have went to one of these schools. There was a point in time in my life, as crazy it might sound, for anyone who's known me a long time, like I never thought that, but like my mom thought of me as one of these kids. To the point where obviously she didn't have, because these kids was getting sent away for like 80 grand a year. My mom wasn't doing that. The most she could,
She picked up the pamphlet?
I'm sure she probably did, but the most she could scrunch up was a one-on-one meeting with the priest and shit. Your mom seems to think
this is free.
Right. And I'm like, yo.
Any free programs?
So I remember having some one-on-ones with him. Like, I have no idea why I'm here. Your mom seems to think, I was like, my mom has a wild definition of what disrespectful means. My mom has, like.
After 30 minutes, I don't know why you're here. You seem like a nice young man.
And he was kind of giving me that too, where I was like, I'll see you next week though.
He's like, yo, this kid's hella well spoken.
You said you had a 4.0? Yeah.
Came in looking like you like went to the Source Awards. He's
Staple
like, oh,
of the
shit.
community.
He's like, damn, state property.
But I thought like, you know what? My mom would have been an easy target for that, assuming she had the money to send me to some shit like that. And seeing what happened to all these kids was super fucked up. Like, there ain't no amount of therapy that can fix that shit.
No.
Like, it was wild.
It's like the Nickelodeon shit. I'm telling you, like, they all fucked up.
Well, see, what makes that different is because they're all dealing, there's famous shit going on. These are just regular ass kids.
All right, that's all I got. I had nothing for that. In my hand class, man. Let's get up out of here, dog. 3 cheers. I give it 3 cheers to my mother. I can't imagine how difficult it must be to plan your mother's funeral and be there for all those things, you know. So yeah, she did a good job, man. She pulled it together. My grandmother's funny. I want to put this on wax because, like I told you, I'll come back and listen to these years later down the road. My grandmother is an OG, and she's an OG in this. And I don't like sharing people's business, but I got to share this part because the shit was crazy to me. So I had never sat like in a funeral room, like discussion or meeting, you know, before. And so when we're in there, we're hearing like all the things that she wrote down that she wanted to happen. And she said, look.
She was really getting her shit off in the wheel.
No, the thing that had me dying was one. So we did it fast, right? I think she passed. Not I think I know she passed on Saturday. We had the funeral Thursday, and so the one thing that had me dying was she said, I don't want nobody there like too long. Say like an hour tops. And when I look down, right, because like I've been to funerals before, you know, you usually in there for an hour and a half, like, you know, hour and a half, hour and 45, 2 hours maybe on the high end. When I looked down, when we got through all this stuff, I was like, yo, only 30 minutes has went by, right? I was like, damn. And then, you know, we ate real quick and that was it. And I was like, you know what? My grandmother is funny for that. Like, but I feel her. Like, yo, don't be sitting here for, like, life go on, man. Like, you know, like you ain't got to be here all day, you know. And she was well traveled, you know, went everywhere. Just sitting there and seeing, dude, she had a friend in there that she went to 5th grade with, like out here.
That's crazy.
Like that hit me like crazy hard. I was like, yo, what are the odds?
The upper room.
I don't even remember who was in my 5th grade class, really. Maybe like one person, right? Like, you remember who's in your 5th grade class?
I can remember a couple. None that would show up to my funeral.
And are you friends with them too? Right?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, look, and that's only like 20 years past.
Well, I have friends from older than 5th grade. I just went to different schools than everybody.
Yeah, that don't count. What I'm talking about is in a specific classroom where somebody that you hang out with, that you like that person. Like, we don't know if they liked each other back then. You know what I mean? They not best friends or nothing like that. I ain't never seen her before. I've heard of her, but I ain't never really seen her before. So, yeah. Lex?
Oh, shit.
You letting it know what time it is, huh?
I got caught up in the story.
Boy, yawning and everything. I'm tired too. You can hear it in my voice.
No.
Nothing. All right, hit them with the music.